Britain is on. He wasn't at Ibrox at all, and Ralph Milne, who had a very subdued game indeed against Rangers, is on the bench. And this man, Paul Sturrock, is back, and Mr. McLean realises better than anybody else that he is invaluable to the side, and indeed he sometimes worries that United can't play without him. So we'll watch his influence today. And the referee today is Alan Ferguson from Glasgow. Well, this is the windiest I've ever had it at Easter Road. Just as we wait for kick-off, the gale is gusting straight into us from the general direction of Murrayfield, and in fact we might be able to hear the crowd from there. It really is the kind of day I don't think professional footballers like all that much. The wind is far too strong. The premium will be on control. You will have to be very careful, defences in particular. Oh, that's a bad mistake by the goalkeeper right away, feeling a bit cold. And it's picked up by Britain, who of course had service with Chelsea. United have an extremely good record here. In 7 games at Easter Road, they've only conceded 1 goal. And that must be painful on a cold, windy day. The referee will have a word with Gordon Ray, who has obviously wanted to leave his mark. I doubt very much if anybody's really getting the advantage of this one. Maybe slightly Hibs at the moment, but seems to be more across the field than anything else. United have had 2 defeats in a row. That's very uncharacteristic. There's a brilliant ball. Gary Murray against the sweeper. Hamish McAlpin loves it this time. Murray is offside, and there is a man who would love to play sweeper for Dundee United, except that they have 1 or 2 good players in defence outside of goal. Dodds. Britain in the chase, he can't make it. Riley, rather. It was Riley who made that chase forward. Sturrock could only look at that. Turned inside again, Britain. Ball bobbing awkwardly about. David Dodds just kept it in. Oh, that's a gift. Outside of the foot of Riley, the left one. Suddenly he appeared in that pass back, caught us all unawares. It was a difficult angle, I know that. Maybe he should have looked for support inside. Well, goalkeepers look very snazzy nowadays, even though he's called scruffy. Conroy. Did a lot of good work there, Conroy, to Rice. Once again, having a very useful game. I like the look of him. He's tall, he's elegant, good balance. Unlike Turnbull there. Seemed to have very good possession and let it go, and John Holt almost picked it up. Oh, there's a bit of curl in that. Good shot by Welsh. By Conroy, ex-Celtic, and has fitted in well in Edinburgh. Swept forward by Rice, and that is certainly offside this time. Well, the ball's almost blown back the way. Sturrock. That's towards Dodds. It should be picked up by Gordon Ray, and it is. Dodds. Holt. Slight deflection on that. I think it'll be a corner kick. Yes, it went over before it got to Alan Round. Corner kick. There's Allen, who's as easy-ozy and as languid and personable as ever. That curls towards Ruff. It goes spare and then whipped away. That was difficult. The ball poised in mid-air. Players quite unsure where it was going to drop. It's not an easy day for a goalkeeper either. Britain, Goff can't pick it up. Riley forced away to the side. United battling into the wind. Sturrock, hardly seen him in the game so far. Let's see what he does now. That's a good ball inside. And that was the first little flash of Paul Sturrock. And immediately caused a bit of panic. For the first time in the game, he was able to turn, get possession, get control with his face to the Hibs goal, and it almost got through. That's Riley with the corner. The back header. It looked for a moment as if it might fall down to Eamon Bannon. Referee says it's a throw. That's swept forward again, and once more Hamish McAlpin quickly out of goal. Looked as if he might come out of the penalty area again. Thought better of it this time. He's enjoying the afternoon, I can tell you. Likes activity. Long and high, he drove it forward well, and that is a superb clearance by Jackie McNamara. That isn't, though. After that scissors one, that is a waste by Hibs. Sturrock. Away by Ray. Little bit of pressure now by United. Thompson did well, takes the divot and the ball at the same time. Here's Britain, goes to Riley. He just gets it in, and that's a miss. A decided one by Sturrock. I think he might have been a trifle surprised that the ball got through to him, but you've got to put it down as a chance. He did see it eventually, but he could only push it a bit lamely to the side. And that's again hit towards Thompson. Oh, that was very close. Nevertheless, he had to make his mind up to push it back firmly. Oh, there's Gary Murray with it, and once again McAlpin. Well, that is the 5th time he's done it out of his penalty area to clear like that. That was a very deceptive ball indeed. McAlpin made up his mind to commit himself, get right out, and Gary Murray bravely in, as was the goalkeeper. Holt. That ball is out, I think. There he is. So we come very near the half-time whistle. I think both sets of players will be glad to get into the half-time cup of tea. Flicked away there by Welsh. And just beyond Thompson again. We're now into injury time. As Arthur Duncan looks away towards the right. And there is the half-time whistle. It's no scoring, and quite frankly, the wind has been winning in this game so far. It has been extremely difficult. Sometimes watching at home like that in a pretty clear and clean picture, you don't quite appreciate the handicap that the players are suffering under, but you can take it from me, this is about the strongest wind I can recollect in a football match for a long time. So let's just draw a veil over that first half and get on with the second. Well, Arthur Seat treats gales with absolute disdain, but that wind is having an influence here, even up on the television platform, which is very high at Easter Road, and if you hear some creaks and groans, it's simply our scaffolding, and indeed if you hear more than that, then we're on a disaster. But keeping our fingers crossed, there you are, that's the trouble we're having today, keeping our fingers crossed, we go into the second half, even though our cameramen have anxious looks on their faces. Neatly inside there. Ray, not a bad ball. Arthur Duncan, well, even Arthur, who was very fast indeed, didn't have the pace to catch that. Riley. Snap. Well, that was a valuable move. He kept possession. Looked as if he was going to hit it immediately. Got it. Hibs looking a better team at the moment. However, United on the break. Britain. Here's Bannon. We've gone 5 minutes into the second half. Bannon tries to use his pace and is brought down. Sometimes you look at Eamon Bannon, who has all the talent in the world, and he seems to put it within himself. He doesn't express it as often as I think Jim McLean would like. That is Alan Rock. Big lad of the exercise. Oh, that's Murray driving forward and is held back. Murray going in, and he's done it. No, the referee had blown. Well, you know, this is one of these paradoxes of football when you have to say that Murray was fouled, of that there's not the slightest doubt. Now, if we're thinking of the other code, which we'll watch in our programme today, rugby, there is an advantage rule which is operated, which doesn't in football to quite the same extent, and there Hibs suffered. Meanwhile, Dave Nerry is being booked. Well, the wind is so strong now that our cameramen are finding it difficult to hold a steady picture. It's loose, still can't get rid of it, and hooked away eventually. The wind is making it possible, it really is. Tumble is there for Hibs. Swept away there by Hegarty. Bannon. No. Bannon, a fine touch for Richard Gough, should be able to cope with it. Ooh, able to cope with it. Something must have flashed through his head. He was a striker. No. To be fair to Richard Gough, the ball was travelling at a fair rate of knots, and to go back towards goal and get it back to the goalkeeper in these conditions is a hard task. It's still free and it's not in. Hibs most unfortunate. Well, it was Arthur Duncan who had the chance there. Lashed at it. Corner and the in-swinger. Feels for a penalty and has been given. It's a penalty kick. Well, that ball was turned towards Bannon. Bannon is still claiming that he chested it down and didn't hit it with his arm. Referee decided otherwise, so we have the penalty kick. Referee deciding he had nudged it. So, Gordon Ray. Oh, terrible miss by Ray. A very weak penalty indeed. So, United survive just at the moment, and there's Hamish McAlpin. Well, at least we've had a penalty kick out of the afternoon. Look at the wind helping Sturrock. Well, for a while it did. Hit well by Hegarty that time. Ralph Milne tries to go around the outside. That should run over. Sturrock does well to touch that back. Milne can't bring it down. There's Bannon with the shot. It didn't dip. It needed a bit of dip in it. And that is Eamon Bannon's first shot at goal. He took it well enough, it came loose to him. And I think from that range it's got to be extremely accurate to get past a goalkeeper like Brown. Swept away. Sturrock was going down the left as Dodds went for that. Rice. Oh, he played that intelligently. Wind again held the ball back. It was good play by Rice. And I think we're going to have the Hib sub. So Edwin comes on, and Thompson has gone off. That's a good ball through, an excellent ball, well taken by McAlpin. Sturrock, he's got a bit of space now. Bannon driving in, looks towards Dodds. Sturrock picks it up. That's a brilliant shot. Now Milne, brilliantly saved by Rob. Superb stuff. And thank heavens for that. We were getting numb with a cold. The game was really in the doldrums, and suddenly that flash of brilliance. Superbly struck shot by Sturrock. And look at this amazing save, because that ball